So Sydney Sweeney is having the worst week of her career, and here's why. First, 2 of her movies flopped back to back, and now she's about to drop her 3rd project, The Housemaid, but the buzz around it isn't looking good either. And then out of nowhere she drops an apology about her American Eagle ad. But here's the catch. It's not really an apology. She never actually said sorry, she never took accountability, and she never addressed the real issues.
Sydney Sweeney looks like she's gearing up for a major comeback, with her image getting a serious polish and her energy feeling like someone trying to erase last year's drama. It's clear she's stepping into the spotlight with purpose. She's taking in all the buzz around her and realizing just how much the vibe has shifted since everything went down. This year had her name all over the headlines, each story flipping people's opinions about her. Now it seems she's catching on that her circle of support isn't as strong as it used to be, and that's got her plotting a move. Maybe a public explanation or a carefully crafted statement to reset the narrative. Still, some think it's too late. They say she already had her moment to clear things up, and now she's just playing catch-up. Some fans never cared about the drama at all. They either kept backing Sydney or stayed neutral, pretending the whole mess didn't really matter. But once people looked closer, especially at the American Eagle controversy, they started to get why things blew up. The photos, the tone, the whole vibe felt strange to a lot of viewers, and that confusion stuck because Sydney never stepped up to explain what really went down. Instead, she just kept moving, hitting press runs, pushing movie promos, and showing everyone she was still in demand. But while she looked busy, she was dodging the one thing fans wanted: real answers. She kept sidestepping the heat like it was no big deal, expecting everyone to move on. But when backlash gets that loud, silence just makes it worse. People started wondering why her PR team didn't step in harder, because their whole job is to guide, protect, and clean up messes like this. And the fact they didn't, that made things look even more suspicious. Her team looked totally lost, unprepared, and out of touch with what was really happening. A crew like that is supposed to guard their star, especially one pulling in serious money. But instead, they let Sydney walk straight through the storm with barely any backup. Fans couldn't understand why nobody stepped in to calm things down or spin the story in her favor. It felt like the people paid to protect her just froze when things got messy.
It was more like a quiet attempt to shift the narrative right before promo season for her new movie. But wait, here's where it gets wild. Turns out, American Eagle straight up dropped her. Yep, the same brand she tried to stand by after all the backlash. They said nah, and replaced her with none other than Martha Stewart. Yes. You heard that right, Martha Stewart, an 84-year-old woman. She's literally just showing up, wearing denim, smiling, and bringing zero drama. So, not only did Sydney lose the campaign, but she got replaced by someone's grandma.
Now, Sydney seems ready for a fresh start, but her long silence makes the timing feel awkward. Then came that interview, hair a little wild, denim jacket swallowing her look, and the whole vibe felt off for someone of her Hollywood level.
About genetic superiority, like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
The setup looked unpolished, almost too raw for a big-name moment. It shocked people who expected the usual picture-perfect version of her, making everyone wonder if this was a new image or just a misstep. Her constant talk about how much she loves jeans turned the whole moment awkward fast. It almost felt like she was trying to steer the conversation away from what really mattered, dodging the heavier questions everyone wanted answered.
I love jeans. All I wear are jeans. I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
Jeans are uncontroversial. Jeans are awesome.
Yeah, I like your jeans.
You look great in your jeans.
That awkwardness only made people notice something deeper. She might have counted too much on powerful names to keep her image spotless. But fame doesn't come with lifetime protection. When things get shaky, even the biggest names step back. Jeff Bezos reportedly dropped serious cash into Sydney's lingerie venture, and that alone turned heads instantly. The pressure around it is massive, because if fans don't connect with the brand, the whole thing could crumble fast. In this kind of business, hype alone won't save you. It needs real public love to survive. Her Christie movie stirred up even more concern after it flopped at the box office. The promo barely existed, and fans couldn't help but notice how weak the push was. Many started saying the film leaned on the leftover American Eagle buzz instead of standing on its own, which made the whole rollout look lazy. In Hollywood, consistency is everything. Keeping that spark alive is what makes people stick around even when drama hits. Other stars have weathered scandals because their talent kept shining brighter than their mistakes. But when actions or public comments start raising eyebrows, that loyalty doesn't last forever. Over time, people began watching Sydney more closely. Her branding, her interviews, every move she made. Instead of leading with clarity, she kept her distance, and that silence made some fans quietly back away. It's like the audience started realizing that charm alone wasn't enough anymore. Now, Sydney's finally peeling back the curtain and talking about the rougher chapters of her career. She's opening up about how intense things got when online chatter and industry pressure started closing in. She admitted that she kept pushing forward because of one powerful reason, something personal that kept her grounded when the spotlight felt way too heavy. It's a side of her people haven't really seen before, and it's got everyone paying attention again. These days, she's clearly focused on showing real growth and reshaping how people see her. At 28, Sydney's reflecting hard, saying acting isn't for anyone chasing quick fame, but for those who truly love it. She believes that passion is what keeps you steady, no matter how wild things get. And honestly, that part of her message hits home with almost everyone. It's one of the few things nobody's arguing about. Even with all the buzz surrounding her name, not everything Sydney says stirs up drama. Some people still admit she makes valid points here and there. At her age, Hollywood's not shutting her out completely, but a little shift in attitude during those heated moments could help a lot. When the backlash hit, she tried to play it cool, acting like none of it touched her, but the cracks started to show once her career started feeling the weight. Now she's slowly changing her tone, stepping back, and trying to rebuild what got damaged. You can see she's testing the waters, hoping to earn some trust again. But the real confusion lingers because she hasn't clearly drawn a line between herself and the rumors that keep following her. That hesitation keeps people guessing, and that guessing keeps the controversy alive. Those few simple words still haven't come out of her mouth, and the way Sydney keeps dancing around the topic leaves everyone scratching their heads. Now she's out promoting her new movie, The Housemaid, but here's the twist. Most people didn't even realize she had another film coming out. That surprise alone says a lot about how disconnected the audience has become from her recent projects. It's like her name doesn't spark the same buzz it used to.
Sydney Sweeney is enduring the worst, most chaotic week of her career, and it's all still spiraling out of control. First, 2 back-to-back movie flops, both critically and commercially freezing cold. Now she's forced to pull out of her third project, The Maid. What she hoped would be her comeback was drowned in controversy before filming even began. Her career feels like it's stuck on repeat, doomed to fail. But here's the kicker. She suddenly released an apology statement that never once said, "I'm sorry." No admission of fault, no taking responsibility, no addressing the issues. It felt more like a pre-promo season attempt to quietly pivot narratives, pretending the storm had passed. This move didn't whitewash her image, it infuriated netizens.
Her career definitely took some punches after fans started boycotting her work over the American Eagle mess. That backlash forced her to speak up a little, saying, "I did it because I love the jeans and love the brand, and I don't support the views." But even then, some people weren't convinced. They felt the campaign carried certain messages she never clearly rejected, and her refusal to fully address it left the confusion hanging in the air. Since that interview was streamed live, every word Sydney said was captured exactly as it happened, so the missing clarification hit so hard. It made the whole moment feel even murkier. What really threw people off was how easy it could have been for her to just say something clear and direct. One simple line could have flipped the entire narrative, but instead she kept things vague, and that hesitation made her look like she was dodging the truth. Fans can't stop asking the same question. Why didn't her PR team step in and prep her better? Anyone with a bit of experience could have helped her drop a clean, confident statement in seconds. Instead, the silence dragged on, turning confusion into frustration. Her tone during the talk didn't help either. It came across a little too smug, almost like she thought the controversy would just fade away. But now that she's circling back to it, people are watching every word she says. She didn't come back with a full-on apology, just a softer message, clearly meant to reshape how people see her. She said, "Anyone who knows me knows that I am always trying to bring people together. I am against hate and divisiveness." But here's the thing, most viewers don't actually know her beyond what they see on screens or red carpets. That gap between her words and her public image made the whole statement feel distant, almost like she was talking to a room full of strangers. The truth is, fans never really know celebrities. They only see what's carefully curated, what's meant to shine. And this situation proves that more than ever. Some fans slip deep into that parasocial mindset, thinking they've got Sydney all figured out, what she believes, who she dates, how she started. But the real story, that's locked tight within her circle. So when she says, "anyone who knows me," it unintentionally builds a wall between her and the public. People can't relate to someone they don't truly know. She could have opened up just a little more, shared how she actually felt or where she stood during all that noise. That tiny bit of honesty could have changed everything. The lack of clarity is exactly what made people start questioning where Sydney really stands. It wasn't that everyone wanted drama, she just left way too much room for confusion. Some fans claim she only gets dragged for no reason, but that's not the whole picture. You don't have to hate her to disagree with her, and not being a fan doesn't automatically make someone a critic. There's plenty of space for opinion without it turning nasty.
Then, a new detail popped up and reignited the conversation. During an interview with People magazine, Sydney admitted she regretted staying silent during the chaos. She said, "My silence regarding the issue has only widened the divide, not closed it," and emphasized that she's against hate. That admission caught attention fast. It finally showed a bit of self-awareness, even if she still avoided addressing certain parts head-on. And despite all that noise, Sydney's clearly not fading from the spotlight. She's still landing big bookings and lighting up red carpets week after week. From the outside, she looks unbothered, smiling, glammed up, posing for every camera like nothing ever happened. But behind that shine, people can't help but wonder if she's still carrying the weight of it all. It definitely seems like Sydney's PR team is doing their job when it comes to keeping her visible. She's showing up everywhere, hitting red carpets, landing interviews, staying in the Hollywood loop. But fans can't ignore what's missing. She's not giving anything real. It's all pictures, poses, and polished moments without any real emotion or honesty behind them. The visuals are stunning, but the silence speaks louder than anything she posts. Sydney keeps dropping the same lines, "If anyone knows me," and "to those who know me," but that's where the disconnect hits hard. The public doesn't actually know her the way she suggests, and probably never will. She had the perfect opportunity to open up, even just a little, to show people what she truly believes in. But when the moment came, she kept it all surface level, leaving everyone guessing. Then she made a bold move, aligning herself with one of the most talked about names in the music scene. That partnership set the internet on fire with mixed reactions. Later, she mentioned that she had come to realize certain things, but fans questioned why that realization suddenly appeared months after the storm had passed. Maybe it's just the year catching up to her, or maybe she's finally noticing that the spotlight doesn't shine as bright when the energy around you starts shifting. By the end of the year, the buzz around Sydney definitely cooled down a bit. Less excitement, fewer headlines, and maybe a little pressure creeping in as the chatter about her choices got louder. Still, she didn't exactly take a career hit, but the shift in energy was hard to ignore. Her Her Great Jeans campaign with American Eagle dropped in the summer and exploded into one of the brand's biggest wins ever. It became the go-to jeans for the 15 to 25 crowd. Sales went wild, and the company's stock shot up by 30%. Sydney clearly brought major attention and real money to the brand. But even with all that success, the company stayed quiet when controversy struck. They weren't about to release a statement defending her or explaining her side. As long as the numbers looked good, they had no reason to risk their image. That's just how business works. Brands rarely jump into personal drama unless there's something in it for them. In this case, American Eagle already got what they wanted: sales, spotlight, and a whole wave of new customers. Whether they have stores in the UK or not didn't even matter anymore, because plenty of people were saying they could walk right past the brand without thinking twice after all that unfolded. People just want Sydney to be more careful with what she says during big campaigns, because when millions are watching, every single word gets replayed, clipped, and analyzed to death. Nobody's perfect, and mistakes happen, but learning from them is part of the price that comes with fame. It's not about hating on her, it's about realizing that her words and actions carry serious weight when the spotlight's that bright. That's the game in Hollywood, whether anyone likes it or not. One slip can turn into a viral moment, and one unclear comment can change how people see you overnight. Still, it's wild how extreme some of the hate online has gotten. People are throwing out comments that go way beyond criticism. The tone's gotten way too harsh, and a lot of it feels flat out unnecessary.
Sydney, so this past year, you've gotten swept up in a world of politics.
I guess I have.
People have argued and said that artists shouldn't really bring politics into the equation.
I've literally never spoken about my personal life. I just did a jeans commercial.
Right. You've received a fair amount of backlash over that jeans commercial.
Yeah?
Were you surprised by the reaction?
They're jeans. I mean, they're just blue jeans.
Sure, plenty disagree with how she's handled things, but that doesn't mean they're out to destroy her. Some just want her to grow, not to get dragged endlessly. Sydney recently said she hopes the new year brings more connection instead of division. And while the message itself sounds positive, a lot of people didn't know how to feel hearing it from her. The words were calm and optimistic, but the delivery didn't hit the same for everyone. Some felt like she was trying to shift the narrative or soften things up without really facing what happened before. To a few, it came off like a gentle reset attempt, a way to change the energy without tackling the real issues still floating around her name. People aren't necessarily shutting her out or denying her another shot, but the truth is clear. For many, it's not about forgiveness or second chances anymore. It's about connection, or rather, the lack of it. Somewhere along the way, Sydney lost that sense of authenticity with the audience, and now it feels like she's talking at people instead of to them. Some people have already checked out. They're not invested in Sydney's comeback or her next move, and that's where the real disconnect lives. Online, the conversations keep flowing, people drop opinions, dissect every move, and debate whether she deserves a clean slate. But Sydney's focus seems to be shifting towards something bigger. She's hoping 2026 brings her more peace, more positivity, and way less drama as she pushes ahead. There's even chatter that she might be an outside contender for an Oscar next year for her lead role in Christie. That buzz alone proves she's still in the game. But interestingly, she's kept her distance from the whole American Eagle mess. No fresh promos, no interviews tied to that topic. When it does come up, she only says that some public reactions felt surreal to her. It's clear that experience stuck with her longer than she wanted to admit. It shook her, even if she hides it well. Despite everything, Sydney's still seen as one of the strongest actresses of her generation, praised for her emotional fire and the raw intensity she brings on screen. But that praise isn't universal. Some viewers say she's good, sure, but not quite at the level of those who disappear completely into their roles. Her portrayal of Cassie was unforgettable, messy and magnetic, but beyond that, reactions to her other performances have been mixed. And then there's the speculation about her chemistry with certain co-stars. It's kept fans whispering and drawing comparisons to Cassie's on-screen behavior. Those blurred lines between her roles and real life have people raising eyebrows all over again. It's like Sydney can't escape the echoes of her own characters, even when the cameras stop rolling. Moments like these have people wondering if Sydney truly understands the weight of boundaries, choices, and how she presents herself, both in front of the camera and in real life. Heading into 2026, many are hoping she finally locks in on what kind of message she wants her career to represent and the kind of value she really stands for. It's not just about image anymore, it's about identity, awareness, and owning her narrative. Sydney's stepping into the new year with what looks like a fresh mindset, but the conversation around her acting still feels stuck in the middle. To most people, she's not bad. She's not exactly dropping those jaw-dropping, world-shaking performances either. She's floating somewhere in between. Good enough to stay relevant, but not quite enough to be unforgettable. And that's exactly where the mixed reactions keep landing. Honestly, this past year felt pretty flat for a lot of Hollywood watchers. Viewers, critics, even diehard fans agreed that the entertainment world just wasn't hitting the same. Big-name actors, chart-topping musicians, blockbuster films, so many missed the mark. The spark that usually keeps audiences glued felt dimmer than ever. Some say the industry keeps recycling the same familiar faces, playing it safe instead of giving the spotlight to fresh, bold talent that could shake things up. For Sydney, that's both a warning and an opportunity, because if she can reinvent herself now, when the whole scene feels tired, she might just grab everyone's attention again. And when that disconnect hits, it's no surprise that audiences start feeling bored or unimpressed. It makes you wonder, are other people feeling the same way? Has Hollywood lost a bit of its spark for you too? Maybe it's time for something fresh, a new direction, new faces, new energy to wake the scene up again. What do you think? As 2026 rolls in, are you feeling inspired by Sydney's next chapter, or do you think the industry needs a total reset to bring back that excitement? Who really carried entertainment this year? Was there anyone who truly delivered something unforgettable, or did it all fall flat? Let's talk about it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment with your thoughts, your take, or whoever you think deserves the spotlight next. Can't wait to hear what you think. See you on the next one.